Alright, let's do this. I am very model major general. Every animal in the middle. No. I lashed out like a freaking, pouty 4-year-old. But I don't know. It's just like I'm so mad at Twitter. I've been mad at Twitter ever since freaking Elon bought it. And I think I thought everybody was as mad as I am. And the truth of the matter is that most people don't even really use the Twitter, I guess. Most people don't tweet. I have a large community on Twitter, mostly artists, mostly toxic, a lot of bots, and very small minority of them are people that I care about. I thought with Blue Sky I could, connect with those people, the ones that I care about. I care about their thoughts, their ideas, their, what they're up to. And this is a great way to have that connection. I think that I lost my way. That feeling that I had, if you go, I think 4, maybe even 3, 4, maybe 5. I don't know. Morning commutes back. I was talking about that feeling that I have about being left behind. That's very real. That hasn't gone away. And 2023 has been a very disconnected year for me. And partly the reason that it was very disconnected is because pretty much everybody that I started this journey with, and here on YouTube it's very different, because everybody I started this journey with, this is where I started the journey. There is nobody that was with me in the beginning. So we have to go to Twitch, where, and I always had numbers on Twitter. I've never not had numbers on Twitter. That's never been a thing. I've gone up and down, but I've always had a lot of numbers. I've always had a lot of followers on Twitter. Like I said, I think a lot of them are bots, still bots. GFX artists and everything like that, infiltrating my artist communities. Twitter is just a really thing. So going with Twitch, which is where I my community. It is where I've probably cried the most, and where I've found where I belong. And the people who I've started, the large group of people. I mean, just so you guys know, when I started out, when I started actually streaming, because it was May. Yeah, it was May of my first year of streaming that I found Twitch. And by June, I was striking it out on my own, starting to build up Twitch. And by December, the week before Christmas, and the week before Christmas, I started streaming. And when I started streaming, I had 200 followers. Which I thought was a small community, but my community nonetheless. I have a lot of contact with a lot of the people who still, and some people think that we are connected still, and we're not. But out of the original 200 people who were there, who know me as Q Hope, out of that group, there is 9 or 10. It's somewhere. It's a lowish number like that I am still connected to. It's like when I look at the Halloween trick-or-treat that I originally did, and realize, like, there is the 3 majors, which I'm only really connected to 2 of them, and there is the other ones, which I'm connected. So out of the half the people in the trick-or-treat, I'm still connected to. It might be less than half, because I'm including, there's a penguin in a igloo container. I was using it as a trick-or-treat bag, but one of those igloo coolers. And I have a penguin in there, and I'm counting them as one of the people. So I think there's 10 total, and I'm trying to think of the 5 people, including that person, the penguin in the cooler. I think there's 5. I'll have to, somebody call me out on this, like, how many are you still connected to? But even after those 5 that I'm still connected to, the last time I've talked to here's the best way to put it. The last time they visited my stream was June. Any of them visited my stream. The 5. I should say, the last time one of them visited my stream was June of this year. So I don't know if I think Blue Sky might have revealed something that I myself did not want to admit to. But this also goes to the fact that I feel very left behind. I feel very left out. I don't know if it's because I think people are just quitting, or if this is no longer, something that people are doing, and I am, having to move on from all of it and strike out back on my own, building my own community my way. It is, me just saying it doesn't sound like I'm being nice or, charitable or whatever it is, but this is very harsh, even if I'm saying it nicely. This isn't like there is no gentle way to put the fact that the disconnect is there, it's real, and I either have to give up on it, give up on what I began with and just continue on, or continue with this feeling. But me trying to give out these freaking invite codes, I asked if anybody had a code to Blue Sky. I asked, and nobody was forthwith. So I assumed nobody was on Blue Sky. And granted, a lot of them are not on Blue Sky. So I tried to educate people on what Blue Sky was and how to get on it, and that basically you use it like Twitter, except that it's on a lesser scale. Supposedly these people are streamers. Supposedly these people are part of the community. Supposedly they have their own followings. And it partially could be because that's what's giving me that feeling of being left behind. Because it's like they have their own families now. Their own communities, which does not include me. And they are either barely a part of my community or not a part of my community. They're a part of my community in spirit, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Tested the toxicity of Twitter with a stupid comment, and I shouldn't have done it. It was fucking idiotic. It was idiotic for me to do, especially what's going on with Israel and Gaza and Palestine, Palestinians. I think they prefer Palestinians. The Israelis and Palestinians. And they are basically, because I hate war. I don't think there's any justification for war. Wars are always one-sided. It's not a two-sided war. It's definitely not a fair fight. It is mass murder. It is an execution. execution without trial. However you want to put it, in my opinion. As horrible, the horrible things that Hamas has done, Israel, Mossad, whatever they want to call themselves, can't be the bigger person, can't handle this on a scale that doesn't invoke war. Basically, a nuclear power going up against people with sticks and stones. That's not bravery. That's not a war. Like I said, you can call it mass murder, you can call it an execution, you can call it whatever you want. They aren't targeting the people who are at fault. They aren't targeting Hamas. They are targeting the Palestinians. It would be like Hamas kidnapping Mossad as opposed to kidnapping the Israelis that they did. Who, I think just because of the way this war is, probably will never come home. So I put something up about faith. An area that I struggle greatly with myself. And it wasn't right, it wasn't fair. I incited somebody who is obviously pro-Israel, and pro-Israel by their faith, which, like I said, I invoked that, and it probably wasn't right to do. Let's do this. These things hold in the heat so much. I don't know if I could do this, you'll see it. Can you see that? I got a half hour. Well, less than a half hour. Let's say 20 minutes before I have to go. But I think I did that because I've been kind of like a little disappointed. The first time I tried to give away the code was to somebody who talked about how awesome I is, inflated my ego. It's definitely somebody who's getting new, who's just starting out in streams, and is really in my mind, perfect for having a Blue Sky account. Just absolutely perfect. And I would have been happy to be her first follower. And so when I asked her, do you want the super duper secret code to Blue Sky? She says, can I give it to somebody else? She named the person. And I said, yes, of course I can give it to that person. And so I asked that person, and they outright refused, which they were never on my radar. They were never on my list. They were just somebody that I'm, kind of more of acquaintance with. We are mutuals. We have good times. I enjoy their streams. They have watched my streams every now and again. Not often, but they've been there. But they outright refused, which it was fine. I didn't know what to do. I had thinking that one of the people that is actually in my family, I hate calling it the community. We're a close knit group. One of the people that I count as in my family, I connected with on Blue Sky. I was thinking that they were going to systematically be inviting people in. And the answer doesn't seem to be that way. Because it doesn't seem to be our family growing. So the person that did take the invite, they made the account, and I was like, phew. I was like, wow, this was like pulling teeth. But my go-to took it, and they made the account. And I'm really happy about that. And I'm like, well, this is good, because now they can also help. The two of us now can spread out from here. And I already had an idea of who they were going to start inviting once they started getting invites. So I was trying to steer clear of them, and I was going to invite the others. My next person I went to, and they legitimately asked, what the hell is Blue Sky? And I was like going, well, it's the Twitter alternative. And they were like, I'll have to get back to you. And so I said, okay, I guess I'll contact you in 10 days when I get another fucking invite code. So I asked one of the people that I tried to figure out which of the two they would have asked. And so I asked the other. I tried to figure out which was the other, but I tried to be, asking the other. And so I did. And they're like going, well, if you want me to, I guess. I'm not really on social media. And I'm like going, you have to use social media. You're a streamer. You have to use social media to basically tell people what you're doing. And then I realized, like, every time I've watched their stream, I've kind of stumbled upon it as opposed to seeing a Twitter announcement. Just so you know, that's how I usually watch people's streams, is via their Twitter announcement. And when I leave Twitter, I'm not going to watch people's streams. It really does boil down to that. I don't usually connect to their Discord. I usually, there's so many freaking Discords that people are on. I usually do not go into Discord. Even save for Spark. If somebody was doing their announcements in Spark, I would definitely go see their stream. But again, Spark isn't active, so I probably would just go see the stream just because they felt it was okay to announce that they've gone live in Spark, because it is okay, but it would be kind of jarring. I guess I could go in, but I hope wherever you are, whatever you're doing, you're having a fantastic time doing it. I'm sorry, like, I'm freaking just bringing out downer. It was a little depressing because the person who responded with toxicity, as I was hoping to get, just not from them. The person responded, and I think 26 tweets to my one. So they had a lot to say. I didn't read it all. They talked themselves out of following me and unfollowed me, and so I didn't ban them, but I muted them, and I deleted the post because it was not fair of me, and goodbye good riddance, but not fair of me to test people like that. But a perfect example of a person who I don't want to be connected to, and I wouldn't have known that, but I don't want to be connected to them on Blue Sky. And I'm kind of happy I'm not connected to them anymore on Twitter. If that makes sense. All right. Sad, but happy that I found out now before they got put on my list because I couldn't find anybody to take a fucking invite. Can you imagine? That would suck ass. There's already some toxicity moving over and moving in. You guys have a great time. As always, if you can put cool beans in the comments below, that means you've watched this video for 27 minutes. Holy shit. And we will go from there. All right. Take care. All right, bye.